people ask me where I get all my energy from the stage to the studio and to my desk. I am the energy god, and you can be one too.
You're listening to Adesope Live, the Afrobeats Podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adesope Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, here in Accra, Ghana, at the 3 Music TV studios, where Adesope Live is stationed during our stay in Ghana. As always, we appreciate your support, liking, commenting, sharing. Everything you've done to elevate this brand means so much to us, and we want you to keep that going. The bigger the voice, the bigger the platform, the better for the industry. So every subscription means a lot to us. As always, this is where we break down the Afrobeats, Afro pop culture topics. And once in a while, I get a guest in the studio to sit down with me so I can have a chit chat, a little chin wag. This time in Accra, Ghana is one of my favorite artists. Someone that was introduced to me by a friend, and I've become a fan ever since then. Is a singer, songwriter, a vocalist, a talented creative in Accra. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my brother Twitch.
Hey, man like Shorty,
Twitch, we had to link up in Ghana.
The universe called it so many years with this. Glad finally you there, Accra.
I'm telling you. Thank you. Medasi. Yesterday I was in the car, and we were going out with a couple of friends of mine. And I always, whenever I go anywhere, Accra, Lagos, Kenya, anywhere, I'm like, please turn on the radio. I want to listen to what the people are listening to. I want to know some new artists and get to know some people. And a record was playing in the background that instantly just caught my attention. I just think the vocals, I think the strings, it's just, this is one of the reasons why I became a fan of yours.
I appreciate that.
You make my type of music.
I appreciate that.
So whether I knew it was you or not,
you like
the same reaction that I have with the Twitch music happened to me yesterday. And I asked on my Instagram that, whose song is this?
Yeah.
My DMs went full. People say, that's your brother that you're always talking about. Twitch. That's the song. Is that one of the new records on the new project?
The project has 3 songs, and I think it was a record before the project. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, Twitch, listen, we're talking to the rest of the world on the Afrobeats podcast. Who is Twitch?
So Twitch Forever is like a young Ghanaian artist making music from Africa, basically. I feel like Afrobeats is a big genre.
Yes.
And then it has so many subordinates right now.
Absolutely.
So I feel like if we want to name the particular sound and the direction we want to walk for inside, we have to come with the producers, the listeners, then the whole vicinities
to be able to describe
name the sound.
So your sound, you don't have a name for it?
At first, I used to call it coastal music, like music from the coast.
I can hear the beach.
Yeah. Music from the coast, because basically, Ghana is like the coast.
Yes.
And then I just felt like at some point in time, I boxed it. So, because we keep making new records every day, working with people all over the world.
That brought different sounds.
Yeah. So, basically, right now, we call it Afrobeats and African music.
First of all, in Ghana, where's Twitch from? Talk to me about what part of Ghana you're from, and just talk to me about that area.
Yeah, so I grew up in La Paz, this place called La Paz. I spent 13 years. Me personally, I'll be traveler. I roam around so many hoods. I grew up, spent 13 years in La Paz, moved to this place called Ashoman Estate. Also lived there for 2 years, and I went to Kumasi.
Wow.
Yeah, for like a year. And then I came to uni. I come uni where I go street, so every year new location.
So you mentioned some very interesting parts. La Paz, Kumasi,
Ashoman Estate, yeah, Tema.
These are different hoods with basically different genres of music.
Yes.
If you're talking Tema, we know hip life, high life is Ide there.
Yeah.
If you're talking Kumasi, we know that you've got the drill. You've got the Comerica sound in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you take, and who were your influences from these different areas that you went to?
So growing up at La Paz, I didn't have the calling by then. At that time I was a kid. But then I used to sing in the choir. So in La Paz, I used to listen to like a lot of gospel music because of my mom. And then so it was like Cecilia Mafo, Hema, Mercy, they're like legends out here. So when I moved from La Paz to Ashoman Estates, I went to SS. After SHS, I was still listening to music, but I didn't have to
Shaman, I'm thinking there has to be reggae and dancehall in any of those areas too.
Ashoman Estates is like a cool kid zone. So hip hop trap, Afrobeats. And then when I went to SHS, I came to Kumasi.
Yes.
So Kumasi is when I started listening to Mr Eazi. At the time, Mr Eazi blew up fresh, and he also lived in Kumasi for like 3 years before he started popping off. So I listened to the sound, and I'm like, this guy is from Kumasi and he's from Nigeria. And he's making African music sound so cool, because at first I used to sing just purely English words. And then me, my niggas they be street boys. They be gangsters.
They're like, you're not talking to us,
yes,
man.
bro. You're talking to only the girls. Like, you for rap or you for do something. So listening to Mr Eazi, as he say, they use the pidgin. And I'm like, okay, I've been hearing pidgin, but not like how Mr Eazi was doing
Using it.
Yeah.
He blended Nigerian and Ghanaian pidgin together
and making love songs sound so gangster and romantic
Absolutely.
at the same time. So I started from there. I remember recording my first song in Bantama, Kumasi. So there, my cousins too, they heard the song and they are like, we should go send this to uncle. We played it to our uncle, my uncle I used to live with. And he's like, if I want to be a musician, I should sit down and listen to some Bob Marley albums. Because if you have to do it, you have to do it.
You have to do it proper.
Proper. So I used to listen to like Bob Marley album just because I wanted to make music. So I spent a long time listening to like Bob Marley, Chronics, Mr Eazi and stuff. So I went on a break from like recording as I was in Kumasi. When I came back to Accra, that's when I moved to Tema, the music country.
That's the headquarters where greats like R2B,
Sarkodie, Yapono, Kusiata.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, so I met the whole family there, and then I got introduced to Ground Up Charlie. We started studio sessions. That's when I met my brother Kusiata, Kwamina MP, Mole. So we used to like record every day. And then I feel like that's when I found the sound.
What is, especially when artists are starting and really trying to get into the industry, like you said, linking up Ground Up Charlie, Kwamina, Kwesiato, just a group of boys going into the studio and almost like going to school, basically.
Yeah.
What were those times like? What were the difficulties for young artists that couldn't see what the future was going to be?
The major issue out here is funds. Funds. Even when we started, not to eat self the problem. Yeah, because I used to be in university and Tema is like 1 hour away from where I did. So the money where you go use buy food, you just go
use
take
it for transportation.
So we just transport, go to the studio, record. God be the glory. Some one brother go pull out some 10 CDs. We go sit somewhere, eat the kinky or me, see everybody. So like we really went through the hustle. We were eating like once a day, twice a day, like
And
so it was really difficult. But then what kept us going was the dreams. Seeing Wizkid, Burna Boy, Sarkodie, R2B, seeing them. And then we used to see them too in person sometimes. When you have convos with them, it's not like you are chosen
like ghosts.
from birth. Like,
like they are human beings.
Yeah, they are human beings, and then you just need to keep the dream up on your head every time you wake up. Just record. It will happen. And then I think that's the only spirit that
What was
kept
the
us
first
going.
break, personally, for Twitch forever? What was that one that it'd be like, say, this thing don't want to happen?
Yeah, it was this song titled Take Your Something, featuring Kwesiata. It was like a freestyle we did in studio where we just post on Twitter. But then the reactions was crazy. I remember we did the freestyle. I wake up early morning. I go back to campus. And then walk into my hostel.
You became a superstar overnight.
It was crazy. Like,
No
people were
way.
like, this boy was the guy on Twitter. This is the guy on Twitter. This
No
is the guy
way.
on Twitter. And I'm like, okay, it happened. I go pick my stuff. Like, I dey go learn. But as the people tell me, say, yo, I just go pick some 1 or 2 dress, head back to the studio because time no day.
Like, say, time no day. Now that, you stepped into the game, you have released hit music. That's how I was introduced to you. Now, you're in the game
Yeah.
proper. This is your full-time job.
Job.
What is it like for a young musician that, although you have some notoriety, you're still on the hustle
Yeah.
and it's a full-time job for you? What is it like for you now?
At first, starting, I think the dream is more like you are more ambitious in the start than when you get to a point where you feel like, okay, now I leave school, I leave office, I do music, the music inside. I for feel make money, give my mom,
Absolutely, take
my
care of the
little
family.
sis and stuff.
Facts.
And then starting off too, you don't really see anything. So it gets to a point where you feel like, bruv, I'm growing. I need to start making some. What I envisioned, like I'll get out of the music, it's not really going towards that side. But if you think about it, the opportunities and then the doors which are opening doesn't give you a reason to stop. So you always know that's $1 million. He left one door, we go open.
Go open it.
Yeah.
Now, in recent times, just recently, like you said, you dropped a small dose,
Like a junk tape.
for the family, just for the fans, to keep them at bay.
Yeah.
Why did you drop a project with so few records? And what are your expectations for this tape out now? What is it called first? Why did you drop it?
Hold on, this is the direction.
Why did you drop it? And what is your expectations for this?
So this year, the whole plan was to come up with another EP. I dropped the first EP and it did so good. So ever since, I dropped it 2020, ever since people keep messaging me in the comment section. They need an album, they need a project. But then
singles is not enough for us.
Yeah, it's not enough. You give them the single and after 2 weeks they're like, okay, bro.
Waiting day.
We want another one. So I just felt like per our plans, we weren't able to drop the tape this year.
Yes.
I had a title, everything for the tape, but then per promotion and stuff wise, we weren't able to drop it this year, and I didn't want to leave the people hanging for more than 2 years. I'm not Rihanna, I'm not Beyonce.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still upcoming,
Absolutely.
so I need to give them something to hold on. So I'm like, this is the direction. I know my sound now, so this is how it's sounding. So if you're a fan of Twitch Forever, listen to this 3. Next year, the actual EP is coming.
Now, a lot of people are hoping to sign to record labels, have partnerships, international platforms and stuff. What partnership are you currently with? And what is a dream for Twitch? Do you want to remain independent or you're looking for these big motherships to pick you up, put $1 million in your bank account and let you start to flex?
I think being an independent artist is the best. You can't argue that fact, but it's very limited. And then it's very hard to promote your music and stuff when you're independent. So especially coming from a place like this, Africa, you want to get your music out there.
Facts.
You need to let somebody hold your hand, at least for now. We are still in the big thanks to Sarkodie, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido for opening the doors, but we are still in the new time. So somebody still for hold one hand. So I don't mind getting signed, pour some $1 million on me. If I get $1 million, create my own label, then I actually bring up someone and teach them how to be independent.
Absolutely. What are the biggest lessons you've learned through your studies of being with Ground Up Charlie, watching the likes of R2Bs and Co. at Tema, seeing the successes of Sarkodie and the biggest heights that they've reached? What are the biggest lessons that Twitch Forever is pulling bit by bit that you go daily with?
The first lesson I would say is it's not a one-night job. Yeah. It's not a one-night job. Sometimes when you want to start making music, you are a full dreamer. You feel like you can drop one song and then Beyonce is coming to you. I mean, it could happen.
Yes.
But then you have to understand. I wish I had this ability earlier. You have to understand that it's a very long journey and then not expect as much. Just giving your best and then wait. When the results is showing, you see it.
Absolutely.
And then the last one too is not to be ignorant. Because when you're an artist and you're starting, the hunger and things, we won't be outside, so we overlook some things. For example, working with management.
Yes.
You don't get contracts. You don't sign anything.
Structure.
The structure is very sideways. And then when you get into the limelight and then you're supposed to monetize it, it becomes some type of way.
Because things have been shoddy at the beginning.
So at first, I didn't really read into the music business. At first, I just wanted to be an artist, like record, walk by the streets, people shout my name, Twitch, and I'm cool. But now, I have more insights, and I feel like it's not just about people shouting your name. It's about how you drop the song, what you make from the song, and what you expect to do next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, if I said to you that there's an artist called Twitch Forever, I wanted to introduce someone to your music, how should I introduce somebody to
Oh, there's this Twitch Forever guy. He's a heartbreak guy. He's a heartbreak guy. So if you feel like you've ever been, because I feel like I like to talk about, everyone talks about love. I talk about love too, but I feel like I talk about a different aspect of love.
painful part of it.
Yeah, even if I say I love you, I be like, you hurt me sometimes, but I love you. Yeah, that's the stuff I like to talk about. So it's mostly soulful music. So if you really want to be in that zone, you can listen to Twitch Forever.
So are these stories personal stories?
Very.
Or so you've been brokenhearted a million times?
So many times.
You're lying, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not lying.
So you've been
So many times.
brokenhearted.
Yes, my first song I got in the limelight with was a heartbreak song. The EP I dropped 2020, the song that people liked the most, heartbreak song. The song you heard on radio, which you like, heartbreak song. Like,
So we love your pain, basically.
I appreciate that. But then, I wouldn't advise no one to go through that phase.
But now that you know the success and the fame is coming, how has it impacted your personal life, your romantic life, and your family life as well? What has the results been like?
With the family, sometimes I think I've lost touch with like the contact and then the connection I used to have at first with my family, because I can be away for long. My grandma is my favorite person. I used to see my grandma like every day, but now I can go like 7 months and I haven't seen my grandma. So one day I just sit down, think about it, and then I try to call everybody. You go home and there's bills.
Yes, absolutely.
So you have to prepare and then connect with the family. And then with my personal life, once you haven't got to the point you want to be at, someone think you have got to somewhere very crazy.
Yes.
And then you don't have the power to explain to them that,
Absolutely.
bro, the road is long, bro. You don't reach there yet. But they see you for TV. Don't tell them anything.
Absolutely.
Just give me something. So I think that one too has messed up my personal life, but I'm still with my day one. So, yeah.
And what about romance?
With the romance.
Definitely brought more girls to the table. Stop playing with me, Twitch. You know the girls are all over the shop.
Oh God, that one I will never deny. Plenty girls there on the table, but every one of them feel like you are in the limelight. So
you have many girls.
Yeah, you have many girls, so you can't take them as serious as they want you to. But then, me, to be honest, I just be like, babes, I love everybody. I've been through enough pain, and I'm not ready to be like, I'm not ready to be attached to someone like that. I have PTSD from that.
Wow.
So just give me some time to chill. Let me make my music. When the music is settled, the money day,
then we will
I'll
go
go
back
get
to
time
love.
to love.
For now, make we just dey do romance small,
yeah,
small.
make we just the touch body small.
Listen, Twitch, you already know I'm a massive fan of yours.
I
I've been
appreciate
from
that.
day
I really
one.
appreciate your support. I really appreciate your
The
support.
support will continue.
Amen.
I'm looking forward to having concerts in the UK, in Europe,
God.
United States
On
of America.
God.
Shout
On
out
God.
to the team. Shout out to my darling Nikita.
Yeah, big shout out to Nikita, manager one.
You are in great hands. And I know that 2023 is about to be an explosive year for you.
Thank you.
Start
Amen.
early. Give us more music. Keep your relationships. Maintain media partnerships. And work as hard as you did when you were in Tema, Kumasi, and the likes with Ground Up Charlie, when you only ate once a day. And trust me, the shining lights will be so many for us to count.
I really appreciate the advice, and then I'll never take it for granted. We did on We there on them.
Absolutely.
I go be promise you, so I no go let you down.
Thank you very much, my
I'm gonna
brother.
let you down.
Twitch forever, Twin Music TV, the Afrobeats channel, Adesope Olajide signing out. My brother,
Man like Chopsy.
So now I need you to look into that camera
Okay.
and just introduce yourself. And this is the Afrobeats Podcast.
Okay.
Bishops, you do anything.
Yo, Wagwan family, this be Twitch forever, and then you are listening to the Afrobeats Podcast.
One more time.
Wagwan family, this be Twitch forever. You are listening to the Afrobeats Podcast with Shopsy. Don't go nowhere. Keep listening.
My brother. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is a wrap for us.
The Afrobeats Podcast.
Right, resume got that.